Oslo, the capital of Norway, sits on the country's southern coast at the head of the Oslofjord. The city is the economic and governmental center of Norway. It takes just about 25 minutes by train from Oslo airport to the central station. This astronomical clock was unveiled on October 20, 2010. It is made of bronze and copper. It is 346 cm in diameter and total weight is approximately 1000 kg. The tiger is one of Oslo's most photographed inhabitants and one of the first things that a visitor meets arriving at Oslo Central Station. The 4.5-meter bronze sculpture was unveiled when Oslo celebrated its 1000 years anniversary in the year 2000. Back in the days, Oslo, or Christiania as it was called back then, went under the name Tigerstaden by Danes and people from the more affluent western parts of the country due to the city's quite palpable poverty. The transition from Tiger to Tiger could probably be attributed to some part of the intricacies of Danish pronunciation or lack thereof. During the Viking Age, the area was part of Viken. Oslo was founded as a city at the end of the Viking Age in 1040 under the name Anslo and was established as a Kopstad or trading place in 1048 by Harald Hardrada. In 1624, it was renamed Christiania after a Danish king. In 1925, it reverted to original medieval name of Oslo. On 22nd July 2011, an act of terrorism killed 77 persons in Norway. To show solidarity, thousands of people laid down roses in front of Oslo Cathedral. Inspired by this sea of roses, artists Tove Malm and Tone Karlström created this memorial. The Oslo Cathedral, formerly Our Saviour's Church, is the main church for the Church of Norway, Diocese of Oslo, as well as the parish church for downtown Oslo. The present building dates from 1694 to 1697. The Devil of Oslo is much older than the cathedral. It is about 900 years old and was found among the ruins of St. Halvard's Cathedral. The figure depicts a man being attacked on both sides by a dragon and a lion. This bronze statue by Carl Ludwig Jacobsen shows the King Christian IV pointing towards the ground and declaring, "Here lies the city." It recreates where the king decided to rebuild after the devastating fire of 1624. He then renamed the new city Christiania after himself. This sculpture was unveiled on May 1st, 2015 in front of Oslo's central train station. The monument is dedicated to the Oslofjord group for its resistance effort during the Second World War. The Sun and Earth statue by Arnold Bast has stood on top of a fountain in Christian Friedrichsplatz since 1986. This 7-meter high sculpture called Creature from Oslofjord was created by the American artist Martin Poirier. Kirsten Flagstad was a famous Norwegian opera singer. Sea Lies is a public sculpture by Monica Bonvicini made of stainless steel and glass panels measuring approximately 12 meters by 17 meters by 16 meters. At first glance, this sculpture resembles a sailboat. According to its creator, it represents an iceberg. It is a permanent installation floating on the water in the fjord on a concrete platform, rising 12 meters above the water surface. The Munch is an art museum dedicated to the life and works of Norwegian artist Edvard Munch. The museum was originally located at Tøyen, which was opened in 1963. The Oslo Opera House is the home of the Norwegian National Opera and Ballet and the National Opera Theatre in Norway. It is the largest cultural building constructed in Norway since Nidaros domain was completed circa 1300. The structure contains 1100 rooms in a total area of 49,000 meters square. The main auditorium seats 1364 and two other performance spaces can seat 200 and 400. The angled exterior surfaces of the building are covered with marble from Carrara, Italy and white granite and makes it appear to rise from the water. At the age of 5, Edvard Munch lost his mother Laura. In June 2022, the artist's spirit got a new companion in the 9-meter high sculpture, The Mother, by Tracy Emin. Christian Krogh was a Norwegian naturalist painter, illustrator, author and journalist. The Storting is the seat of the Parliament of Norway. It was taken into use on 5th March 1866 and was designed by the Swedish architect Emil Victor Langlet. The National Theatre is one of Norway's largest and most prominent venues for performance and dramatic arts. This bronze statue celebrates the illustrious 76 years career of Norwegian actress Wenche Foss. The monument by Dyrva was unveiled in 1939 near the National Theatre. The sculpture group shows hallwork between the comedy characters Henrik and Pernille. American President Roosevelt helped Queen Martha and her 3 children escape when the Germans invaded Norway. They came and lived at the White House shortly afterwards, with the Crown Princess and the President becoming friends. Peter Tordenskjold was a prominent Danish-Norwegian vice admiral at just 29 years old and won a major battle by destroying the supply fleet of the King of Sweden. This 1.4-ton bell was removed from the bell tower of Oslo City Hall because it was no longer in tune with the other 48 bells. The City Hall is a municipal building that houses the City Council, the city's administration, and various other municipal organizations. The building as it stands today was constructed between 1931 and 1950. Located at Oslo City Hall Square in the converted 1872 train station, the Nobel Peace Center is the home of the Nobel Peace Prize. By the terms of Alfred Nobel's will, the Nobel Peace Prize has been awarded by the Norwegian Nobel Committee since 1901. This statue of Asta Hansteen was sculpted by Nina Sandberg and erected in 1986. Asta was the first woman in Norway to train professionally as an artist. She was also the first woman in Norway to give a public lecture and wrote several books. This is a memorial for the Pele Group, who distinguished itself during the German occupation of Norway by executing 16 different acts of sabotage against Germans, often here in the port area. This copper clock tower once stood on top of the Workstedhallen building from 1949 until 1982. It signaled employees at the shipyard when they had 3 minutes left before the end of their break. The Akershus Fortress or Akershus Castle is a medieval castle in the Norwegian capital Oslo that was built to protect and provide a royal residence for the city. The building of the castle and fortress was commenced in 1299 under King Haakon V. The medieval castle, which was completed in 1300s, had a strategic location at the very end of the headland and withstood a number of sieges throughout the ages. Since the Middle Ages, the fortress has been the namesake and center of the main fief and later the main county of Akershus, which was originally one of Norway's 4 main regions and which included most of eastern Norway. The fortress has successfully survived all sieges, primarily by Swedish forces, including those by forces led by Charles XII in 1716. It has been used as a military base, a prison, and is currently a temporary office of the Prime Minister of Norway. No foreign enemy had captured the Arkesis castle until 1940, when the fortress was surrendered without combat to Nazi forces and remained under the occupation of Nazi Germany until 11th of May 1945. The castle became an execution place for 8 Norwegian traitors found guilty for war crimes at the end of World War II. The Palace Park is one of the largest parks of the capital. The Royal Palace of Oslo was built in the first half of the 19th century as the Norwegian residence of the French-born King Charles III John, who reigned as King of Norway and Sweden. The palace is the official residence of the current Norwegian monarch, while the Crown Prince resides at Skaugum in Asker, west of Oslo. This statue was unveiled in 1976 in recognition of Churchill's efforts in defeat of fascism during World War II and his assistance in the liberation of Norway from the terrible times. Located outside Frogner Park, the Vigeland Museum is dedicated to Gustav Vigeland. It includes his installation with sculptures. Nestled in the quiet Frogner neighborhood, the Vigeland Sculpture Park is home to Gustav Vigeland's unique creations and a must-see attraction when you visit Oslo. It is the world's largest sculpture park by the same artist. While there are some larger sculpture parks around the world, Vigeland is the largest one where all the statues have been created by the same artist. Not only did Gustav Vigeland make all 212 bronze, granite and cast iron sculptures displayed in the park, he also designed the outline of the park himself. All 212 statues depict human beings of different ages, sexes and sizes, stuck in different and sometimes perplexing poses. There are so many smart details to pay attention to. There is this fountain, for instance, one of the centerpieces of the park, where the 20 statues surrounding the running waters represent a different stage of human life from toddler to old age. Vigeland wanted his statues to capture all the aspects of human life, both in a literal and in a metaphorical sense, and he made them all naked so that they remain timeless. Of the 212 bronze, iron and granite sculptures, one stands tallest. Carved out of a single block of granite, the 46 feet tall monolith is a stunning centerpiece. According to the Vigeland Museum, the sculpture has been interpreted as a kind of vision of resurrection and our longing and striving for spirituality. Set around the steps are a series of granite sculptures depicting men, women and children in a variety of pensive, angry, agitated and touching poses. These are 121 intertwined human figures seemingly clinging on and climbing over one another. Women and men of different ages feature, while younger children clamber at the very top.